Hi, I'm Reba Hervis, Artistic Director of Overshadowed Theatrical Productions. Welcome to this week's episode from the Wings. Today we're going to talk about what creates the magic. I have a book that I got from Ken Davenport. You guys might be familiar with him. He is the producer of plays like Kinky Boots and Once Upon This Island, Once on This Island, Upon This Island. Anyway, I follow his blog, and it's kind of one of the things that's kept me going all through COVID. He put together this book, Cast of Mentors, Short Sage Advice from 50 Broadway Superpowers. And in it, there's just a whole bunch of different people whose names you would recognize. If you like to read, if you like to be encouraged, if you'd like to hear what the superpowers of Broadway have done and what has encouraged them, this is a book you should get. I'd like to tell you about a play that I went to see this week. I have long thought about writing a play within a play about Leonardo da Vinci. And in it, I want the play, now don't steal my idea, but I want to have a guy who's struggling with things, and he's a very creative individual, and he doesn't really have his act together, but he gets hired to perform and play Leonardo da Vinci in an artistic presentation. And so through the course of his journey in preparing for the character, he learns different things from Leonardo, which changes his life. One of them being where he feels like his relationship with God is. It's a debatable subject whether Leonardo da Vinci was a Christian or not. He probably was religious, but he was so intelligent that many people think that his power, his knowledge of his philosophy came from what he felt like man's intellect was. But in my play that I write, I want our character to find God and who God is through studying the life of Leonardo da Vinci. I had a friend who invited me this week to go see a play at the Goodman Theater downtown called The Notebooks of Leonardo da Vinci. The minute I walked in, I was captivated by the set, by the lighting. The actors opened their mouths and they spoke eloquently. They did a little Cirque du Soleil stuff in the background. They proceeded to just enrapture my every thought until the end of it. I got done and realized that I had had a very enjoyable experience because magic was created. And then I started thinking, well, why? What created the magic? I've never seen the script before, so was it the script? Honestly, people, it was not anything spectacular. Literally, it had the scribbled writings of Leonardo. It had his packing lists for when he was going to journey. It had thoughts about a new servant boy that he had hired. It had his ramblings about measurements he'd taken about how long a body's arms are and all things like that. The dialogue was not that interesting, but it became interesting because of the way the people performed it for us. And that doesn't just mean the way they said it or spoke it, but the way it was presented to us through the set and what the set became and how the lighting was and what they did. So I said in my ramblings that I don't really think the story is that important to create magic. It's everything else. It's the way it was directed. It's the way it was acted. It's the elements that brought the story together. Then I read a couple of reviews about it. Reviews that it got trashed because people said it was boring and that the acting was not that good and that people were only passionate about doing their Cirque du Soleil instead of about creating this character. So now I'm torn. And then I run across this quote from Tim Rice. You know who he is, right? He's involved in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Do Technicolor.
Technicolor. You know who Tim Rice is, right? Only the lyricist for some of the top Broadway hits of our last decade. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Evita, Beauty and the Beast, and countless other ones. He says, "The story is the key to any musical. I believe that very strongly. It's even more important than the score." Here's a man writing the lyrics for a play and some of the songs that we sing everywhere we go for the last decade. Now it makes me want to sing Red and Yellow and Blue, but I won't. So anyway, he goes on and he says, "I know you know when something works artistically, but whether or not it works commercially is up to the land of the gods. We never for 1 minute thought that 'Don't Cry for Me, Argentina' would be a hit song, but yet when people think about Evita, that's the only song that they ever think about. So it's because of the story." So now I'm confused. Is it the story that helps create the magic? Or do you not really need a good story and it's all the other elements if they come together the right way? Or perhaps, could it be that for a play or a production to last a lifetime, that depends on the story? But if it's just going to be an experience that you experience one time and then becomes special to you, but nothing memorable, then maybe the story doesn't matter at all. I'm confused. What do you think? Until next time, this is just me talking to you from the wings.